Near the southern portion of the San Francisco Bay, there is an area that has been called the Cradle of Innovation. This place is better known as Silicon Valley, and it is home to some of the world's most admired and innovative tech companies. It is here that companies like Twitter and Google provide their employees with a number of perks and salaries that far exceed the national average. However, in the midst of all of this, there exists a fundamental flaw: the gross underrepresentation of minorities among the workforce. More specifically, a lack of African Americans. Approximately 7% of Apple's workforce is comprised of African Americans. At Google, Facebook, and Twitter, that number drops to 2%. Tristan Walker is one of the Valley's more successful African Americans, and when asked about diversity, he had this to say.
Is there a diversity problem in Silicon Valley?
I think that there is. Well, there is and there isn't, right? So there are tons of, Asian Americans, there are, black folks in the Valley, there are Hispanics in the Valley, et cetera. I think, for the context of this conversation, from the African American lens, there certainly is. There aren't very many folks who kind of look like me in positions of leadership all around the Valley, and I think that that's something that needs to be discussed and hopefully changed.
Why aren't there many folks that look like you out there?
Yeah, I think there are two big reasons, going back to this idea of education and access. I reflect back on my story. I had no idea about the Valley and kind of what existed out here until I moved out here. And then I worked to educate myself on what existed. And secondly, again, the access.
Similarly, when Michael Arrington was asked to name a black tech entrepreneur, here's how he answered.
Who would you say is the number one black technology entrepreneur?
That's a weird question. Who would you say is the number one black?
I don't cover technology.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to think of any black CEOs in Silicon Valley, and I'm not even coming up with any.
Okay, so the entrepreneurs, the people who are making companies.
I don't know a single black entrepreneur.
And you cover the industry.
I mean, there were probably.
What does that say?
There just aren't any.
Michael Arrington isn't entirely inaccurate in his assertion that there are no African American entrepreneurs in the Valley. However, this lack of diversity is due to the fact that venture capitalists are less likely to invest in the companies that are founded by minorities. Instead, firms prefer to invest in companies founded by white males. Many people believe that VCs are reluctant to invest in minorities because of a perceived knowledge and skill gap. Others, like Tristan Walker, have asserted that the lack of diversity is due to African Americans' inability to access the network of people in the Valley. With the understanding that both scenarios likely play a role in the matter, my goal is to create an organization that provides African American males with the knowledge and skills necessary to create and launch their own ventures. In addition to learning about entrepreneurship and the creative process, these entrepreneurs in training will be given the opportunity to go to Silicon Valley and meet successful entrepreneurs and venture capitalists. By the end of the program, our fellows will have either started their own company or will have acquired the knowledge and network contacts to make them an attractive hire both inside and outside of the Valley. Our goal is simple. We want to decrease the barriers of entry for black entrepreneurs and make it possible for everyone to create a tech venture. We want to bridge that gap.